There's an old saying that it takes a thief to catch a thief. Well, in cinematic terms, it takes a B movie to make fun of a B movie. I'm talking about specifically Lost Skeleton of Cadavra. Now, this is a film from 2001. It's written and directed by Larry Blair, who also stars in the film. And it's a parody of old 50s B movies. The cheap ones. Like the sort of the Roger Corman, even Ed Wood style of B movies. It's shot in black and white, and it's got a plot that's so mind-bendingly strange. It would cause Grant Morrison to have like a conniption. Let me try and encapsulate it as best as I can. The film stars also Larry Blair as Dr. Paul Armstrong. He's a scientist of no specific science. His wife, Betty, is played by Faye Masterson. Brian Howell is Dr. Roger Fleming, the evil scientist. Jennifer Blair is Animala. And the two aliens are played by Susan McConnell as Lattice and Andrew Parks as Crowbar, with a K and a dash in the middle. What's going on with the film is the Armstrongs come to this forest in search of this rare radioactive mineral that Dr. Paul Armstrong hopes will help out in the fields of science. That's it. No exact science that he's really talking about. At the same time, Dr. Fleming has come to that forest as well because he has heard of the legends of the lost skeleton of Cadavra, this evil entity who has all these superpowers. He hopes if he can waken him, he'll be able to rule the world. At the same time, a married couple of aliens crash land in the same forest, and their mutant escapes, and it starts killing people left and right. Fleming discovers the lost skeleton in a cave. It's the first place he goes to, and he theorizes that if he had some sort of radiation, he could waken him. And the aliens decide that if after they recapture their mutant, there's unfortunately no way for them to get off the planet unless they have some sort of radiation. So guess what? Dr. Armstrong finds it first, and the aliens and Dr. Fleming all realize he has it, so comedy ensues, let's just say. The aliens take disguise as two humans, and they have no idea how to deal with people, which is hilarious. And there, actually, a funny scene is when they come to the door of their house, it doesn't open automatically, and they start to panic. Anyway, Dr. Fleming discovers the alien's mutating gun and uses it to create a pseudo-wife out of some animals, and he calls her Animala. She's played by Jennifer Blair, as I mentioned, and she's quite funny because she's supposed to be like a blend of four different animals, and she acts all cat-like and sexy, but she has no clue how to fit in. She's doing her best, though, but she's doing as well as four animals mutated together could do, I guess. And, of course, meanwhile, the mutant monster, who looks a lot like the monsters from Horror at Party Beach, actually, except he looks better. And what's going on here is this independent film wisely uses their lack of budget to accurately make fun of old B movies. It really seriously does look like an old 50s B movie that was really on the cheap. It's shot in black and white, and what I love is they don't make up their own fakey sci-fi 50s music. They actually got stock music from the same recording studios that these old films used to. So there's a lot of like old recognizable kind of 50s stock music in the soundtrack, and oh my god, anybody who's ever seen these films, it really does take you back. Um, the dialogue is so it's quite funny because what it everything is like written. The, it's a loving tribute to these films. At the same time, it very wisely pokes fun at the exact moments that makes them so silly. And instead of like watching an old B movie and laughing every so often, it's more often in this case, because the dialogue is so stilted and the acting is so stilted. And what I think is also clever, I've learned in behind the scenes interviews, the actors were not told to figure out how their characters work in the film. They decided to pretend they were actors in an old 50s movie. Like, for instance, there's a actor who portrays a park ranger. He's asked to, in order to get in character for the role, he pretended that he actually was a park ranger who got to be in a 50s movie, as well as Andrew Parks, who plays Crowbar. He kind of created this character where he was a local theater actor who'd finally gotten a film, and this was his big break, and he was going to act the hell out of it. So, I mean, it really comes up on screen. Larry Blair has done a few other sort of tributes to and parodies of old 50s stuff, but this is the first one, and this is just insanely good. If you're a big fan of old 50s B movies or Mystery Science Theater, you know what I'm talking about. So I highly recommend this film. I think it's hilarious. Just sit back and enjoy it, and that's it.